Martinez.
Well, fight fans, here we go with our first Phoenix tournament semifinal in the atomweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. She's a grappler standing 5 feet 3 inches tall. Weighing in officially 106 pounds, her professional record stands at 2 victories with 1 defeat. Fighting out of Richmond, Kentucky, here is Linda F109 Mahalik. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 2 inches tall. She weighed in 105 3/4 pounds and holds a record of 7 victories and 4 defeats. Fighting out of Scottsdale, Arizona, here is Lindsay Demza Van Zandt. And your referee in charge of the action is Nick Barron.
Nick Barron's getting this semi-final assignment in the Invicta FC Phoenix tournament. Atomweights, once again, taking center cage night here in Kansas City. Linda Mahalik and Lindsay Van Zandt. TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie, Megan Anderson, appreciate you joining us live here on Access TV. Our clock powered by Juju Me. Fight premature aging with Juju Me's high-grade Juju Bees, the ultimate unknown superfood. Use code Invicta FC for 10% off. See the kicking offense here from Van Zandt early. Catches the kick there of Mahalik, pushes her to the floor. Van Zandt now follows her. Short little hammer fists here by Van Zandt.
What I love about the half guard position is you can do so much from here. It's a very much a control position, but, you know, Mahalik doing a really good job of disengaging, getting up back to her feet, and re-establishing that range. I think Van Zandt is slightly faster of the two, so I think Mahalik really needs to set up that jab, set up her strikes a little bit better than she did in that first round.
And we can see Mahalik's a little bit lighter on that front leg. She's definitely trying to be faster. She's making some adjustments. But I have to say, I really admire Van Zandt's leg work in this fight so far. She's had some very fast switches and seems very smooth out there.
It's almost like she's seeing everything. She's right there in the moment. She's locked in, and she's just in the matrix. She's seeing everything, Julie.
That was a nice shot right there.
Combination of punches there a moment ago by Van Zandt. We see that confidence, and you know she definitely is picking up the initiative. She knew that she had been a slow starter in the past, and you know here through the first 90 seconds of this fight, again a very aggressive Lindsay Van Zandt. Mahalik far from out of this one as well. Again, she's a very bully type of fighter, but needs to watch for taking these high kicks here from Van Zandt.
Van Zandt is doing a really good job. She knows she has the speed advantage, so she's timing Mahalik's punches to counter-strike, and that's where we see those kicks. She's countering right when Mahalik is open as she tries to bring her hands back to her face.
There's definitely something in the water in Arizona that's agreeing with LVZ right now.
Attacking that lead leg of Mahalik is Van Zandt. We saw Mahalik make some adjustments against DeCourcy in her opening bout of the evening. She started throwing, you know, singular punches, but then started to combo up. But when you do that against someone like Van Zandt, the way that she's striking, when you throw more volume, you're giving her opportunities to counter.
Exactly, and her footwork is what's setting her apart. She's switching. She's not standing right in front of her opponent. She's switching stances. She's cutting small angle changes, and that's what's able to hit those kicks, hit those high kicks. She's countering beautifully, and she's really taking into consideration the I would say attributes of Mahalik. She's very much a boxer. She doesn't kick a lot. She is very lead leg heavy, and she's capitalizing on that with the leg kicks.
And looking at these kicks from Van Zandt, mixing up her targets, going low and then coming high, Mahalik doesn't really know where these attacks are going to be pointed at. And, you know, the minute you think that it's coming for the lead leg, it comes upside your head.
Exactly. She's blending it all beautifully together. She's not just targeting the head, which a lot of people do. She's mixing up the head, the body, the legs. So you don't know what to prepare for, and I think that is what's making Lindsay Van Zandt a really hard, I would guess, task to, you know, decipher tonight.
90 seconds left here in this round. We saw Mahalik lower her elevation a moment ago to try to get a takedown. She needs to try to set that up a bit more, but time not on her side right now, Julie.
No, it really isn't. And you can tell she's moving forward more aggressively. She's eaten a couple of shots now to the liver from LVZ, and that's, that could actually be weighing on her a little bit. But you can see, big flying from LVZ. That's not new. We've seen that before. But I have to say, oh my gosh, what a sight.
Beautiful. Look at the leg of Mahalik. It's red, both sides, both legs. I think Van Zandt is doing a really good job. She's very patient. She's picking her shots. She's not getting overzealous. She's doing a really good job of just focusing on exactly what she needs to do. No wasted energy, and that's what I love to see. She's not wasting anything. She's conserving it. She's picking her shots right when she needs to so she can, recover for potentially that third round.
And one thing we saw with her back on the cage is the way she actually used the contours of the cage to find the angle to bounce back from. That was pretty cool. It's hard to find going backwards.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Van Zandt in business tonight, really showcasing all of her skills. Won her first fight by submission, trying to close the show with that hard overhand. Just 10 seconds remain in this semifinal bout. Lindsey Van Zandt putting on a show here in Kansas City.
It's just seamless.
A statement turned in here by Lindsey Van Zandt. She said she was going to showcase some of her skills, and it's a formality here. The judges have to turn in their decision, but I think we saw Lindsey Van Zandt come in, submit opponent number one, call her shot, prove that she could get past Linda Mahalik. Again, we'll see what the judges say, but Lindsey Van Zandt could be sitting in a final spot here to take on the winner of Valencia and Del Boni. What a performance thus far by Lindsey Van Zandt.
Oh, exactly, TJ. And what Van Zandt is showcasing is she's showcasing that she's on another level right now. She's made adjustments, she's moved gyms, and she is showcasing how well-rounded she is. Her movement is impeccable. She is so fast. She's seeing everything. She is so well-rounded, and I think she's really starting to set herself apart from the competition right from the get-go. Beautiful. She's able to blend those takedowns in, even though Mahalik got back up. Van Zandt just went back to work. Those leg kicks took a toll on Mahalik's legs. The timing was immaculate. She was striking. She really, look at that hook kick. She's just mixing it up. And that's what you love to see. She's not targeting just the head, just the body, just the leg. She's blending it all together, and she's showcasing why she is a contender tonight.
The fight recap brought to you by Work From Home, WFHLife.com, the only brand exclusively focused on work from home, soft, comfortable, and fashionable. Up to 60% off at WFHLife.com. You said the word seamless, Julie Kedzie, and I don't think there's a better adjective for it. When you look at Lindsey Van Zandt, she's seamless in how she's attacking her opponents tonight.
Yeah, no, the judges haven't rendered their decision, but I'm making one now. LVZ owned that fight, and she did it beautifully. That was MMA at its finest.
All right, the judges have rendered their decision. It lies with Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after one 5-minute round of action, we go to the judges, and all three see it. 10-9 for your winner, advancing to the finals tonight. From Scottsdale, Arizona, Lindsey Damsel Van Zandt. And all fight fans, we are set to go with our second semifinal. This again in the atomweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet even, weighing in officially 105 1/2 pounds. Her professional record stands at 3 victories and 1 defeat. Fighting out of North Haven, Connecticut, here is Marissa Spider Monkey Valencia. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 1 inch tall. She too weighed in 105 1/2 pounds, and in 13 fights holds a record of 10 victories and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Niterói, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, here is Jessica Correa del Boni. And your referee in charge of the action is Marcio La Selva.
It is time for our second semifinal of the evening. We see Marissa Messer Valencia taking on the former title contender, Jessica Del Boni. A spot in the tournament finale on the line here. Del Boni in the white, Valencia in the black, our clock powered by Juju Me. Fight premature aging with Juju Me's high-grade Juju Bees, the ultimate unknown superfood. Use code Invicta FC for 10% off. Del Boni said that she wanted to utilize her jiu-jitsu in this tournament. She did so a bit more defensively in that first fight with Tabitha Watkins. We'll see if she goes on the offense with it here against Valencia, but again, Valencia a black belt in BJJ.
She is, but you know, watching the way Del Boni's reacting to Valencia's striking, you know, just her calmness right now, her coolness, her demeanor is really interesting.
And it's hard to, again, make that adjustment when you only have 5 minutes. We'll see how it unfolds. But, you know, unorthodox styles can actually really pose more of a problem when you're forced to, you know, speed up the game plan and process with only 5 minutes to work.
Yeah, exactly, TJ. And I think that's what we're seeing in Del Boni right now. We're showing her well-roundedness. She's taking a very different approach. And I think Valencia, she's not as aggressive in that first round. If we look at both of where they were in the semifinals, Del Boni has had a lot more time to recover, and you know she could take advantage of that going into this next round.
Nice punch there, found a home for Del Boni. You know, the adrenaline dump is something that a lot of people talk about. I mean, how real is that, Julie?
I think it's real. You know, I can't comment on it now because it's been a while since I've had one. But it's definitely real. What it can do is it can make you very, very tired, TJ. And especially after a hard-fought victory like Valencia had, you know, that it can really settle down and make sure your muscles feel sluggish and, you know, it's hard to move. She doesn't seem sluggish to me, but I can understand that she's not throwing the 7-punch combo right now.
Something that will make your muscles sluggish is a hard kick like Del Boni landed that lead leg of Valencia. We'll see if she sticks with that. 3 minutes left to go here in this fight.
And that's the type of fight you need to fight against somebody who is looking to go for those takedowns, go for those, you know, grappling exchanges, because they need to be able to put weight on that leg to go for the shot. And so by doing that, Del Boni is doing a good job ensuring that the integrity of that leg is compromised.
And leg kicks are something that generally pay dividends over the course of a longer fight, but we've seen as of late, you know, leg kicks can have an instant and immediate impact as well.
Exactly, particularly when you hit for the calf, where Del Boni's kind of going more for the thigh, and she's doing a lot of damage that way, which, you know, it's forcing Valencia to adjust and not be as forward punching as she was, particularly in the first round. But I think also styles make fights. Valencia is not fighting who she just was. She's fighting Del Boni now, who is a very different style, and styles make fights.
We talk a lot about fitness and cardio. You got to believe that Del Boni has the advantage of being active. She eats a hard punch there by Valencia, but you know, having that title fight 3 weeks ago, you know she's in shape.
She's in shape, TJ, but you know, we can see she's picking her shots. She's trying to find the big explosive shots, whereas Valencia is, you know, she's throwing. And even though Del Boni's landing a bit more accurately than Valencia, I don't know what the judges are seeing. You know, when Del Boni was very measured in her fight against Zapatella, it didn't work for her as well in their eyes. Oh, big shot.
That's the other thing too. The athletes, you know, never want to show weakness. I feel like in this, you know, one-round fight, it's magnified the sort of reaction that you give your opponent when they do land.
Exactly, and I think even Valencia, while her nose is bloody, she's doing a really good job of having a poker face, and she's kind of adjusted to Del Boni. When Del Boni throws her left hand out for that jab, she brings it down a little bit as she returns it to her face, and she's countering with that right hand over the top, which she's hit a couple times, and you know, Valencia has some power. So Del Boni really has to watch out for that. But I think Del Boni's doing a really good job now of countering with a little bit of higher volume, which is going to, I see it being a little bit more, it's going to pay dividends in the eyes of the judges.
Heading down the stretch here, under 45 seconds remain. Any predictions here, Julie? Will we see maybe a takedown attempted to try to solidify this and take this?
I wouldn't be surprised, TJ, especially now that they're locked up there. But honestly, you know, Del Boni's done a really good job with her measured attacks. I particularly like the way she put her hands in front of that inside leg kick each time to make sure Valencia's attention was staying up high. However, they're up against the cage. Valencia can just smother her here right now if she wants to and kind of lay on her and make her hold her weight. And we'll see how that's scored. Nice.
Final seconds here for these athletes to try to solidify their spot in the finale. 5 minutes in the books. The judges will have to sort it out. Valencia bloodied from the nose a bit, but Del Boni back in her corner. She feels like she still has some work to do here tonight. I mean, the judges have their hands full. We saw Valencia stick to sort of her game plan, but we saw some really hard kicks to the lead leg from Jessica Del Boni.
I think of the two, Del Boni threw with a lot more damage. She threw the harder punches. She was a lot more calculated, but she did walk backwards, which, as we've seen in the Alicia Zappitella fight, that was scored against her in a couple of the rounds, even though she did have a lot more volume. But when we look at this fight here, while she was very patient, she was controlled, she attacked the leg, Valencia still had a couple of her moments, but I think those leg kicks is really what paid dividends. She was very accurate with her strikes, whereas Valencia was really catching Del Boni on the back and tail end of her combinations with those wild punches. She kind of went in there towards the end of that round with, I've got a nothing to lose mentality, and just kind of put it all on the line.
Again, the criteria for scoring mixed martial arts, that is effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression and cage control in that order. And that's where the subjectivity sort of comes into play. When you look at it, it's backing up a defensive posture, because defense is not measured when scoring a fight. So at times, fighters move backwards to their own detriment in the eyes of the judges.
Exactly, and if you look at both of their faces, Del Boni didn't really take a lot of damage. Valencia did, but how are they going to score that forward pressure?
We shall find out. The judges have figured it out, and the spot in the finals, who's it going to be? It lies with Joe Martinez.
Well, 5 minutes after 1 round, we go to the judges, all three. 10-9 for your winner, and advancing to the finals tonight, from Brazil, Jessica Correa Del Boni.
Jessica Del Boni said it was going to be a storybook night in Kansas City, and she is 1 win away from going back in front of Alicia Zappitella. But first, she's going to have to go through Lindsey Van Zandt. Our Taryn Temple is with LVZ.